Number 12, the first three terms in a series are shown. 16 plus 12 plus 9 plus ... Part A says, what's the sixth partial sum? Part B says, what is the 11th term of this series? All right. What do you think? If it's a sequence or series problem, what's the most important thing you determine first? If it's arithmetic or if it's geometric. I check arithmetic first because I think it's easier. How much do we change going from 16 to 12? 4. Bigger or smaller? Minus 4. How much do you change from 12 to 9? Minus 3. Do we stay the same? So is it arithmetic or not arithmetic? It's not. This makes it geometric. So we got to use the geometric formula. So while I erase, you can look on the formula chart. This is geometric. That's the most important thing for sequence and series problems, to find out which formula to use. We're using geometric. Okay, what does geometric say in your formula chart? Okay, R is the one you need to remember how to find. How do we find the R? You're going to use the first two terms. It's the division. What goes on the top? The A1 or A2? A2. So R is going to equal A2 divided by A1. And really, it can be the second one listed divided by the first one listed. Just, it doesn't have to literally be A1 and A2. Just the first two numbers you see, the second one divided by the later divided by the earlier. So in this case, I want to do 12 divided by 16. 12 divided by 16. What is that? Reduce. We could actually leave it like that if you want. You want to just leave it like that, or do you want to reduce it? Just leave it. All right. It says, what is the sixth partial sum? You have to follow. If you want to find a sum, what's your acronym? SAN, but this is not a D. What do we use this time? An R, so it's going to be SAN R. So the S stands for change something to a sigma. Jenny, what do I change to the sigma? What do I change to the sigma? To find the sum. We need focusing here. So I got the formula. I need to change something to find the sum. What am I going to change? The AN equals. That part is going to become the sigma. When we write a sigma from hand, what do we always put at the bottom? N equals 1. Always, always, always. On this one, do we know? So there's the S part of basically saying. Do we know how big N needs to climb to be? Yes. What does part of A say in the instructions? 6. That they're in right there. So I'll put that 6. All this needs to be in parentheses. Do we have A1? What is A1? Good job. 16. So we have an A value. Remember, you don't have to have A1. It can be any term, but as long as you have the specific A value, you're good. We know what R is. We said that's 12 divided by 16. You don't have to reduce that. Calculator can. 12 divided by 16. And then finally, power of n minus 1. If you remember on Desmos, it won't work well. If you just try to type it in, it's going to do this. It's going to say n minus 1 there. So we need to put a parentheses on it, because that's not how it's supposed to look. That minus 1 is not supposed to be right there. So on Desmos, make sure you throw in a parentheses right here, n minus 1. Type that in and you should have your solution. So to find a sigma, when I press function, scroll down to calculus. There it is. Sigma n is equal to 1. Whenever we write it by hand, we're always going to put a 1. We have 6 n's that we're going to add up together. A1 is 16. The rate is 12 divided by 16. And we're raising this to the power of, again, here it is. If I just type in n minus 1, see how it didn't work? So I need to change it to n parentheses minus 1 like that. That's the answer I'm getting. I'm going to leave it as a decimal. What is the sixth partial sum? Answer? I just changed mine. Y'all tell me what you got? 50 what? 52.6. I'll just stop right there. 52.6. I wrote S6. What does that mean? You see S6. Sum of 6 terms. Yep, I'll make sure you've seen it that way recently as well. Typing it in. Okay, and part B, what is the 11th term in the series? We already know the formula. What was our formula? Okay, if you're looking for the 11th term, where would that go in the formula? 11th term. E. I wouldn't do it at A1 necessarily. I would do it as AN. What does AN mean? AN usually means last term. So do we only have A1 through A3 right there. So since A11, honestly, you probably could get their answer if you did, as long as you had followed all the rules perfectly. But I think it'll be easier to say this is AN. We're gonna say AN equals A11. So I think that'll be the easiest way to solve this. So let's type these in, see what we get. So instead of AN, I'm gonna say A11 equals A1 was 16, R was 12 divided by 16. Okay, now for the power, what is N? 11. So you do 11 minus 1. Actually, I wouldn't even type in 11 minus 1 in the calculator. What would be smarter to type in? Just put power 10. Let's type that in and see what we get. A11, you can just press A11, it'll automatically do A11. I just did A11 right there. Equals 16, parentheses 12 divided by 16, raised to the power of, why are we typing in 10 again? Yeah. And on this one, did I do fraction or decimal? I bet you I did decimal. Did I write down the multiple choice for you? All right, let's just do, I'll do it to the nearest 1,000. How many zeros are there in 1,000? 3. So if you did 3 decimals, it would be 0.901. 0.901. That's your solution. All right, I have a DOL for you here. I want you to solve DOL number 4. DOL number 4.